So last week we talked about how complaining can become a garbage magnet and how we combat that by having gratitude. And so I encouraged everybody to take their journal, and whenever they're starting to complain about something, instead turn that around and ask themselves, well, what can I be grateful for? And to start that new conversation within themselves. And so today we're talking about another conversation that we have with ourselves, and it's one or the other. It's either we're having limited beliefs and we're telling ourselves that we have limitations somehow, compared to telling ourselves affirmations. So I hope you have something to write with, or if you have your journal, go ahead and pull that out, because we're going to take a moment and write some things in there. So I have my Bold journal here, and a lot of things. This is probably the fourth journal I've had. So I wrote in here some things about limiting beliefs. Like, here's an example. So limiting beliefs are anything that we tell ourselves that put a limit on what we can do. And I don't know about you, I came into this job with a ton of them because I had experienced a lot of rejection. At 40 years of living life, I've failed at jobs. I've even, as a mom, I failed at parenting in some cases. And I hadn't really experienced success as a professional woman, a professional businesswoman. So walking into this, I'm already feeling a lot of limiting beliefs, and I'm telling those things to myself. And unfortunately, in this business, if you're telling yourself limiting beliefs, guess what's going to happen? It won't be other people limiting you in what you can do. It'll be me limiting myself in what I can do. So an example of a limiting belief would be like, it's too hard. So a lot of things that maybe I put out there and I say, hey, here's what you can do to have a successful business. Yeah, it's simple, maybe not easy. It's not too hard though. When you hear it though, the first time, and you hear these activities that I bring to you, your first thought might be, oh, that's too hard. So that's one. Another one is, I thought this one a lot. Other people can do it, but I can't. And like she said in the video, I started as an agent and I could see all these other agents just jumping in and doing it. And I was like, well, they just have something special about them, and they have some kind of gift that makes them capable of doing it. And so I just kind of made that assumption in my brain that whatever it was, I didn't have it yet. I don't have enough time. That one, I've completely stopped saying that to myself anymore. And if I won't even go down that route anymore. I don't complain about my time. I don't complain about whether or not I can get the job done, because here's the thing. You can get it done. You can get it all done, especially when we learn how to use leverage. And so there really is never, I don't have enough time. It's about how are we scheduling? How are we time blocking? How are we leveraging other people, other tools at our disposal? And the sky's the limit to what we can accomplish in this business. So there is always enough time to be a very successful real estate agent. So turning those negative thoughts into positive thoughts is the goal of affirmation. So we're going to take that negative limiting belief and we're going to flip it on its head, and we're going to turn it into an affirmation. So maybe, if I'm saying it's too hard, right? I could turn that around and say in a positive, and it has to be 100% positive. No, I might be able to, I think I can. Those aren't 100% positive. So an affirmation is 100% yes, I can. So here it goes. Here's how I turned around my limiting belief of it's too hard. I embrace challenges because they make me stronger. So the difference there in my thinking now, instead of it's too hard, when I say it's too hard, now I run away from the challenge, right? And I've already told myself it's too hard. So I'm like, well, why even give it a shot, right? However, when I tell myself that I embrace challenges because I know it's going to make me stronger, now I'm going to run towards that thing that might seem really hard because I have a positive mindset about it. And I have that affirmation about myself that I'm the kind of person that embraces challenges. It really is true. you know, what you think you are is what you are. So if you start telling yourself that you're this kind of person, whether it's bad or good, that's who you become. So that's the point of affirmations. We have to be really careful about what we're telling ourselves. So I don't have enough time. That's one of my negative thinking. That's my limiting belief. I don't have enough time. I changed it to, when I put it on my calendar, I have enough time. So it's true. If I put it on my calendar, then I have enough time. So whatever it is, I know that I can do it and I have enough time to do it. Other people can do it, but I can't. I wrote, if they can do it, I can do it too. Absolutely. And in fact, now when I see other people succeeding, that just encourages me, because if they can do it, I can do it too. I'm so glad they went before me and they're showing me that it can be done. And it's not because they have something special that I don't have. They're just like me. So if they can do it, I can do it too. And so now I've completely turned that mindset around into a positive affirmation. Let's see. Now, recognizing limiting beliefs is challenging. And in Bold, they would have us wear these purple bracelets. And every time, and we would call it the drunk monkey. So these are new words that maybe you're just hearing for the first time. And if you come over here to the Strongsville wall, you'll see stuff about the drunk monkey and stuff like that, so that hopefully make more sense to you. But the drunk monkey is the monkey who's sitting on your shoulder and telling you lies, basically, to try to limit what you can do as a real estate agent. And that drunk monkey is whispering those things to you, like, it's too hard. You'll never be as good as they are. Those are your limiting beliefs, and we have to recognize them when they pop into our brain, because we have to get rid of them. Because there is nothing more special about one real estate agent over another other than their mindset. And that mindset is something we can all control, right? To an extent. Well, will negative things happen? Yes. We can't control that first thought, right? So that first thought pops in, something bad happens, and that first thought pops in and it's a negative thought. We can't control that. However, we can control the second thought, right? So we can recognize when that limiting belief happens and then do something about it and remove it and correct it. So let's see, why don't we go ahead, if you have your journal or something to write in, what are some limiting beliefs that you have struggled with in the past that you can write down? So I gave you the examples of mine. Barb, some of the examples I have are that I wrote in my journal here. It's too hard. Other people can do it, but I can't. I don't have enough time. Those are some of the limiting beliefs that I have had previously in the past, and then we're going to talk about correcting them. So go ahead and take a few minutes, write in your journal any limiting beliefs that you have personally. And I'll write down. I still struggle with them too. So I'm going to write down some that I have to battle. So did you write down a couple?
Yeah, I have some.
Is there anything you feel comfortable sharing? And if not, that's fine.
Yeah, I guess the number one thing I feel intimidated because of my age and lack of experience.
Oh, that's fantastic. I mean, it's not fantastic, but we can work with it. And you recognized it, right? So that's half the battle.
Yeah, right.
Now, so you said, I feel intimidated because of my age and lack of experience.
Yeah.
Okay. How could we turn that into an affirmation?
Well, I guess the one thing that's been in my mind, because this has been something I've been struggling with just since I've decided to even like start real estate. I guess the one positive I've just been telling myself is like, by the time that I'm 40, if I stick to it, I'll already have like 20 years of experience under my belt. And that's like probably a lot more than most people have in any job.
How about this? How old are you now?
I just turned 20.
I will have a thriving real estate business before I'm 22.
Okay. I'm gonna write it down.
Okay. And it's so funny because that you say your youth makes you feel insecure. I came into this job at 40.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, so my age made me feel insecure. And I
Right.
realized none of that matters. Absolutely none of it matters. And in fact, your affirmation could be, I am youthful and energetic,
Yeah.
right? That's an affirmation. That's a good thing. And you could have that for the rest of your life until you're 80. I am youthful and energetic, right?
Yeah, that's true.
You said you feel inexperienced. Well, we're all inexperienced to some extent, right?
Right. Yeah.
Um, I am intelligent and capable of solving people's problems. Do you believe that about yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that about you. It doesn't work though, me believing it about you. You have to believe it for yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
So they used to challenge us to write down our affirmations and then in the morning to look in the mirror and say them to ourselves.
Yeah.
I know. It's like, what is this? Is not what I expected in real estate. And this is one of the things that sets Keller Williams apart, because
Right.
recognize that this is really a huge critical component to a person's success in real estate. Because like she said, the first time they told me I had to have 20 conversations a day, I was shaking in my boots. I was like, nobody
Yeah.
wants to talk to me, let alone 20 people every day. You've got to be kidding me. And I had to use the affirmation of they are excited to get my call today.
Right.
Yeah. I love lead generating. I love meeting new people. And
Yeah.
so I started just changing. I mean, it was like kind of the opposite of what I was.
Right.
However, who you think you are is who you are. And I mean, really, isn't that the person resides right up there? So your thoughts really do control who you are. And so we can choose to think poorly about ourselves. We allow that drunk monkey to say things that we would never say to somebody else, right? Would you
Yeah.
ever, would you ever tell a 20-year-old that they were too young and inexperienced to do something?
No. Yeah.
Oh, and you're telling yourself, right? And I would
Right.
never say that to somebody. Oh my goodness. I love my older, more mature with wisdom agents that come through here for the first time, and they're fantastic. I would never tell them they're too old to do this job, and yet I tell myself that.
Right.
That right, ridiculous. So that's just a little taste of what getting our mindset together looks like. And so we're doing that on Mondays. We're in a 6-week intensive that's going to go through to the middle of September, and then we'll start a new 6 weeks. So that's what we're doing on Mondays. Did you have any questions for me?
Um, no, not as of right now.
Okay.
I
And
think I'm
then
pretty good.
if you're available tomorrow, we're going to be doing our launch party at Hickory Ridge Cinemas in Brunswick, and it should be a blast because we get free food trucks. So,
Okay.
and that'll be tomorrow at 10 a.m.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. Well, we'll hopefully see you tomorrow.
All right, Jennifer, I appreciate you. Thank you.